Hope you're doing wonderful today. Today what we got going on is got myself a little collection or lot or package of Magic the Gathering cards off of eBay. Not very expensive and not many cards. Haven't done something like this in a little while, and I always really enjoy it because it's always a surprise and always fun to see what you're going to get inside. Here is the collection that I got. It cost me a whopping $10 and there's only one picture, and it just looks like what is that, a tournament starter deck for like Onslaught, which is a pretty sweet set. So hopefully we get like a fetch land or something like that. That'd be pretty sweet. But either way, we're going to open it up, see some cool cards, and just have a lot of fun with it. So let's do it. Let's see the best way to do this. Definitely looks like they reused packaging, which is cool. Let's see. There we go. Oops. Boom. That's it. Onslaught, 75 additional cards. I believe this is like a tournament starter deck. They did have pre-constructed decks, and they also had these tournament decks, which are 75 additional cards, and these are randomized. So you have a chance for foils or different rares, which is pretty cool. It's like a different version of a booster pack if you want to just make a deck out of it. And this is Onslaught, 75 randomly inserted game cards, and an Onslaught rule insert provides the foundation for exciting sealed deck play. Rulebook not included. Oh, it doesn't even come with the rulebook. Got booster packs, theme decks, deck boxes, the fat pack, and I've opened up one fat pack like this. They're pretty cool. They actually used to come with books, which is something interesting. But you get the Onslaught, the big old monster on it, expert level back when they had different leveling, but now it's just all the same. And yeah, let's just open this up. I wonder if this is the same exact cards that it was opened up back in the day, or if there's any additional cards. It does look like a little insert. Well, I guess there is a rule insert. I thought it didn't come with one. Rule book not included, but the rule insert is. So I guess it totally has the insert. So I'm assuming that this is literally the person opened it up, didn't change anything, just put it back in there and kept it. So I guess there's like Morph. You got the tribal cards, cycling, chain cards, fear, some other stuff. Magic Arena, the League, Friday Night Magic, DCI. You learned the game and got the skills. Now go out and prove it. Very cool. So not a whole lot of information, but it does tell you some of the abilities and stuff of this set, which is pretty sweet. Next thing is we're just going to open up the cards and see what it is. Got the planes, and I'm pretty sure there's probably like a standard amount of lands in here. I guess they really just want you to make a deck from it. So there's probably going to be like 30 lands or something like that. But if you don't have any other additional lands, you might be in trouble because you might have a bunch of green creatures in here and only a bunch of like plains or something. So we'll see. Got a plains, beautiful island. This is one of my favorite swamps. I really like that flower. Really cool. Got Dan Fraser, a mountain. And these cards seem really clean. Screeching Buzzard. It's a creature bird with flying, and when it's put into a graveyard from play, each opponent discards a card from his or her hand. It's a 4 mana for 2/2 with flying, so it's kind of expensive to put out there, but it helps get rid of some of your opponent's hand. Just a buzzard hanging out in the water. Got Dive Bomber. It's got flying, sacrifice it, deals 2 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. It's a 2/2 for 4. Got a card with Morph. Got Skirk Commando. This guy's got like flaming torches and he's just running down a hill or something. Run in 2 red. 2/1. When it deals combat damage to a player, it may have it deal 2 damage to target creature that player controls. And it's got the Morph, so you can kind of attack and then morph it up to have it deal the damage, which is cool. Got Ascending Aven. 2/2 blue. Flying. My block creatures with flying. Only creatures with flying. It's got the Morph ability. 4 mana for a 3/2 by Ron Spencer. Really cool bird warrior creature. Yeah, a different type of land, like a utility land. Got Tranquil Thicket. Comes into play tapped. Adds green to your mana pool, and you can cycle it for 1 green. Heather Hudson, a beautiful stream. Some birch trees. Lovely. Got Goblin Sledder. This is actually a really great card right here. Ron Spencer drew it. Definitely my favorite Magic artist. 1 red for 1/1. Sacrifice a Goblin. Target creature gets +1/+1 till end of turn. So you put this in a Goblin tribal deck. You're going to be sacrificing Goblin tokens. You can just pump up a huge creature and maybe win the game, which is cool. You got Airborne Aid. Looks like an airdrop. It's dropping off some sort of artifact or something. 3 and a blue. Draw a card for each bird in play. Ooh, if you have a bird tribal deck and you have like 10 bird tokens, you're pretty much going to draw your whole deck. That's pretty cool right there. Get Elvish Warrior, 2 greens, just a creature elf for 2/3 for 2 green. Definitely want this in like usually a monocolored green deck because it's got 2 of the same mana up top. Christopher Mauler drew it. Very cool. Just fighting. My tales of war are the stories most asked for around the fires at night, but they're the ones I care least to tell. That's probably true. Get the Festering Goblin. You put this in your Goblin deck or your Zombie deck. It's just a 1-drop, 1/1 black Zombie Goblin. When it's put into your graveyard from play, target creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn. So if you pretty much block a 2/2 with it, you can have it deal 1 damage, then have it deal another -1 damage, and kill it that way. So that's kind of a cool card. I definitely had that in some zombie decks in the past. Battlefield Medic. 1 and a white. Tap, prevent next X damage that would be dealt to creature where X is the number of clerics in play. I've never really used cards that have like prevent X damage. I've never felt the mana was worth it. But yeah, it's kind of cool if you have this in a cleric deck and you got a bunch of clerics on the field. This is going to definitely help though. By Matt Thompson. Very cool. You got Lay Waste, 3 and a red, destroy target land, and cycling. That's actually pretty cool for like a land destruction deck. 4 mana for destroying a land is pretty fair. You can usually get it from like 2 to 3 to 4, and it's got the cycling, which is cool. So you can discard it from your hand and draw a card if you want. By Carl Critchaloo, and they're just digging in the earth. These goblin folk. Got Mist Foam Mask, 1 and a blue, some crazy mask made out of mist. It looks like by Monty Michael Moore. 1 enchant creature's type becomes a creature type of your choice until end of turn. That's cool. So you can put it on any creature. You can make it a sliver. You can make it a fungus. You can make it whatever you want. Put it in an elf. You can make a Shivan Dragon an elf if you want. You got Birchlore Rangers by Dan Orizo. 1 green for a 1/1. It's an elf. Tap 2 untapped elves you control. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. And it's got a morph ability, which is cool. So you can actually morph it and it can be a little bit stronger when it's morphed. Cool art. And it shows that 2 of them, when they're tapped, they're creating mana. They have to bond to do it. Get the Trickery Charm. I actually like the charms. I think they're fun. There's usually 3 abilities you can do with them. It's 1 blue, instant. Choose 1. Target creature gains flying till end of turn. It's like a flight. Or target creature type becomes a creature type of your choice until end of turn, which is cool. Or look at the top 4 cards of your library, put them back in any order. So you can pretty much, I really like the first 2. Give a creature flying so you can have some evasion, get some attack through. Or you can look at the top 4 cards of your library and put it back in any order, which can help you set up for your next couple turns. It'd be cool if you could put some on the bottom of your library if you didn't like them. But still pretty sweet. Got Elvish Guidance. She's just, or they're communing with the trees. Some energies popping out of their hands. Enchant land for 2 and a green. Whenever enchant land is tapped for mana, its controller adds 1 green to his or her mana pool for each elf in play. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know this card existed. If you have an elf tribal deck, this is obviously going to be pumping out a lot of mana. That's cool. That's a great card. A Cursed Centaur. I remember this one from when I was younger. 1 black for 2/2. When it comes into play, you got to sacrifice a creature, though. So it's a 1-drop for 2/2, which is alright. There's other zombies that do that. There's some that come into play tapped, which I'd rather have. Having to sacrifice a creature is a downfall, unless you're playing a deck that like uses your sacrificed creatures to your advantage. We got Disciple of the Grace. Got some sort of lantern underground, creepy face. 1 and a white. It's a 1/2. I don't know. It just seems the art is so scary. Protection from black and cycling for 2. Got Spurred Wolverine. Looks like a goblin in the background right there. Kind of its master or something. 4 and a red for a 3/2. Tap 2 untapped beast you control. Target creature gains first strike until end of turn. Not sure why there's a goblin in the background, but I feel like it should have some ability with the goblin. But it's still cool. Got Spy Network. 1 blue. Look at the target player's hand. The top card of that player's library and any face-down creatures he or she controls. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, then put them back in any order. So you get a whole bunch of information. That's pretty much what it's showing you. You got a big old eyeball, and you got this little dwarf guy. He's breaking into a safe or something down there. Pretty cool. Battered bronze spears. Got Wirewood Pride, 1 green. Target creature gets +X/+X on a turn where X is the number of elves in play. Man, this set had a whole lot of elf tribal powerhouses right here. 1 green, it's gonna, obviously, you're gonna pump up your elf like crazy. It looks like they're all uniting their staffs or something and giving this one guy a lot of power. Like Dave Dorman. Got Siphon Mind, 3 and a black. Each other player discards a card from his or her hand. You draw a card for each card discarded this way. So multiple opponents, you're gonna get more from it. I really like the colors in the background right there. Really cool. Bright neon colors. Jeff Easley, really cool. I like that. Got Slipstream Eel. Look at that. There's like a knight inside of his like gut or like jaw. I'm not even sure if that's his belly, but they're just like floating in there. Maybe they have air in there and they're breathing in there. 5 and 2 blue. It's a 6/6. It's a big old creature. Can't attack unless defending player controls an island, so that's a huge downfall. And it's got cycling for 1 and a blue, so in case they don't have an island, just cycle it away. By Mark Tendon. But I really like the art. There's literally a guy living inside of his like jaw. Wow. Got a Vitality Charm. This is the green one. I think there's one of the charms for each of the colors. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there was. Instant, choose one, put a 1/1 green insect creature token into play, or target creature gets +1/+1 against trample till end of turn, or regenerate target beast. Specifically a beast. Just a big old leaf. Looks cool though. Got Severed Legion. 1 and 2 black. Creepy art. Definitely remember this from younger. It's like the hands are just walking the streets. It's got a knife in his hand. Super creepy. It's got Fear. This creature can be blocked except by artifact creatures and or black creatures. And it's a 2/2 for 3. And it's a zombie. Creepy art though. By Danny Orizo. You got Daunting Defender. It definitely looks like the same guy who's in the sewers. Where is the sewer guy? This guy. Definitely the same guy. Different artist though, which is interesting. They're definitely given some sort of source material for that. Daunting Defender's got like wicker armor and like a stone hammer. 4 and a white. If a source will deal damage to a cleric you control, prevent 1 of that damage. So it's a cleric that helps all the other clerics. 5 mana for a 3/3. Oof. But still, kind of cool. Looks like we got a rare right here. Enchantress Priest Presence. 2 and a green. Whenever you play an enchantment spell, draw a card, and it's an enchantment. So it's an enchantment that likes other enchantments. And when you play more enchantments, you're going to draw more cards. By Rebecca Guay. She always had beautiful art. This elf lady's making a tree grow in the forest right there. The wise learn from success as well as mistakes. Very true. Very cool. So that's a rare. So there's totally still rares in here. Got a beautiful forest. Look at that forest. That's amazing. By John Avon. Just like the sunlight is setting in the background, just piercing through the trees. That's a beautiful one. Nice little plains. Rob Alexander. And other plains. An island. Like a lighthouse or clock tower right there. Got a swamp. I don't see any animals there. Got a hole in the tree. A mountain. A forest. Really cool blue flowers right there. John Avon. He does some amazing, amazing art. I really like his landscapes and stuff. Really cool plains right there. Maybe some little huts in the background, it looks like. Tiny little house on the island right there. Very cool. Swamp. Maybe some old buildings in the background. It's hard to tell. Got a mountain. Looks like a little bridgeway. Would you walk across that? It's just winding. You can see the path going off into the distance. Very cool. Look at this thing. It's all bubbly looking. Looks like a fungus among us kind of. Very cool. A forest. Man, there's a lot of beautiful lands in this set. Look at those trees right there. You got some birds flying through them. Oh, that's sweet. Again, the little huts. Little island. Little swamp. The mountain. So I guess the lands might always be the same. They might give you the same amount of lands for each of the tournament starters. I'm not sure. Got the forest again. Got the plains up close to the little huts. You can see a bunch in the background. You got these ones, those in the back. Very cool. Is that a person right there farming? Could be. Yeah, it looks like it. They're pulling some animal. Very cool. Got an island. And some boats in the background. Some pirate ships, it looks like. Very cool. A beautiful swamp. It'd be cool to get a foil one of those. Some mountains with people living in the mountains. You can see they carved out little homes. Got ladders everywhere. But you don't see the people, but they're there. The forest again. Oh, that's cool. Got myself a foil rare. That's awesome. 4 and a green. It's a 3/4 with trample. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. And it's got a morph. So it's got trample and it deals combat damage. When it deals combat damage, you draw a card. 5 mana for a 3/4 isn't that good. The morph is probably how you want to play it, and you can flip it up for its morph cost. But that's pretty sweet. A foil rare, that's awesome. I don't think you get a foil rare every time you get one of these. That's sweet. Got an island. Randy Elliott. This one's flipped around. Shepherd of the Rod. This card is powerful. 1 and a black for a 1/1 zombie cleric. Tap. Each player loses 1 life for each zombie in play. If you got a zombie tribal deck and you have a whole bunch of zombie tokens on the field, you could totally finish the game with this. But watch out because they will hurt you too. Greg Staples. Super creepy art. Just brutal. All the zombies in the background. There's like millions of them. Swamp. Towering mountains or towers in the background. Beautiful skies. Goblin Taskmaster. It's a pretty good goblin. 1 drop for 1/1, and you can pump up other goblins, and you can morph it for play down for 3, morph it up for 1. Which is cool, and I like how you can pump up other goblins. Got Sage Aven, 3 and a blue. It's a 1/3 flying. When it comes into play, look at the top 4 cards of your library, put them back in any order. So a little bit of kind of, I guess, arrange your deck. Kind of a bird, owl bird man in the moon in the background. Very cool. Crown of Vigor. Really cool crown. It's like made out of vines. 1 and a green. Enchant creature gets +1/+1. Sacrifice it. Enchant creature and other creatures that share creature type get +1/+1 till end of turn. So it kind of has a little bit of a banner effect for tribal creatures. To put this on an elf, sacrifice it, and give them all 1/+1 across the board. Oh, why don't you look at this? A little. What do you think? Send it in. You got, I guess we're on the uncommons. I never got an uncommon yet. You got Whip Quarter, some Ron Spencer art, just crazy detail. It's crazy. 2 white. It's a 2/2. If a white tap target creature, and you got a morph ability. I do like cards that can tap other creatures. Very cheap to put out there. Very cheap to tap other creatures. You can just pretty much put the Shivan Dragon on hold or something like that. Looks like we got another rare. Words of Wind. 2 and a blue. Enchantment. The next time you would draw a card this turn, each player returns a permanent he or she controls to his owner's hand. That can be very powerful. It looks like all these pages are being returned to this person or something like that. Very strange. But yeah, you can pretty much, if you have a bunch of cards that help you draw cards, you can use this to your advantage and pretty much make your opponent return their whole board to their hand, and you as well though. But still, very cool. Nice rare. Got Withering Hex. Look at this weird guy. Enchant creature for 1 black. When player cycles a card, put a plague counter on Withering Hex. Each enchant creature gets -1/-1 for each plague counter on Withering Hex. So this really targets your opponent if they're going to cycle stuff. But if they're not cycling stuff, this is not going to be very good. But it's just like lost in the swamp, it looks like. Oof. Lightning Rift. 1 and a red. Enchantment. Whenever a player cycles a card, you may pay 1. If you do, it deals 2 damage to target creature or player. That's pretty cool. Some cycling hate again. But cycling pretty much in this set is a big thing, but it's not. It's there, but it's not always there. But still cool that there's a card against it. Got a Feto, Grifter. 2 and a blue. It's a wizard. It's a 1/1. Tap 2 untap wizards you control. Tap target permanent. So I guess you got to tap 2 wizards to tap a permanent. I do like this guy's tap ability. Just pay a mana for it. Tapping 2 wizards can be a pretty big thing. And this guy is 3 mana for 1/1. This guy's 2 mana for 2/2. Yeah, I feel like the other guy's way better. Got Invigorating Boon. 1 and a green enchantment. Whenever a player cycles a card, you may put a 1/1 counter on target creature. That's pretty powerful. It's probably the most powerful one that I've seen so far of the cycling ones that kind of punish your opponent for cycling, or whenever you cycle, it'll help you as well. So it's pretty cool. You can put this in your deck, and when you cycle, I guess it's whenever a player cycles, so you can put these in your own decks. I thought they were up against your opponent, but pretty much if you cycle, they'll be powerful to you. So that's pretty cool, actually. Got Smother. I remember this card is actually pretty good. 1 and a black instant. Destroy target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less. It can't be regenerated. 2 mana for an instant destroy card. Very good. Poor little dwarf guy. Getting smothered. Got Crude Rampart. It's a wall. 3 and a white. It's a 4/5. It can't attack. Let you know. It's got the morph ability. It's a pretty big morph ability. But it's a 4/5 wall for 4 mana. That's awesome. And I did make a wall deck recently. I love that thing. Very cool. Got Airdrop Condor. Look at that. What does it have in its hands? Is that a person? I think it's dropping a dude. 4 and a red. It's a 2/2 with flying. 1 and a red. Sacrifice a goblin. Airdrop Condor deals damage equal to that sacrifice's goblin power to target creature or player. So if you got like a reckless one or something like that, or a goblin that has a whole bunch of power, you can use this in conjunction with it to kind of fling the goblin at the creature, which is cool. Got Complicate. Looks like the fire is being stopped by this blue spike ball. 2 and a blue. Counter target spell unless the controller plays 3. It's got Cycling for 2 and a blue. Whenever you cycle it, you may counter target spell unless the controller plays 1. So it's a counter spell with some cycling ability too. That's cool. I like it. Got Symbiotic Beast. 4 and 2 greens for 4/4, so 6 mana for 4/4. When it's put into your graveyard from play, put 4 1/1 green insect creature tokens into play. So pretty much when it gets destroyed, its legs branch off and each become a tiny little thing. Or actually, these millipedes up top become a monster. Creepy art. Oof. Got Solar Blast. 3 and a red. Deals 3 damage to target creature or player. It's got Cycling for 1 and 2 red. When you cycle it, you may have it deal 1 damage to target creature or player. So it'll give you some, I guess, some cycling if you want. And you can use it in conjunction with these other cards that are affected by cycling, which is nice. Got Lonely Sandbar. Comes into play tapped, adds blue to your mana pool, and you can cycle it. And the last card we got is Barkhide Mauler. It looks like some boar creature. It's a beast, I say. 4 and a green. It's a 4/4. It's got cycling. Okay, very cool. Anyways, fun little collection. I was honestly very surprised that got myself a foil rare. That's awesome. Yeah, but this is a lot of fun. I always love to open up older cards and stuff like this. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you all in the next one.